Hey guys, Josh Mave here with M&H Training, and today we are back with a little video. I've had a few people ask what I carry. I've had a few people ask what I like to keep beside my bed in case of any emergencies. So I thought we'd just do a quick video on that. To start off, my pocket carry is a Ruger LCP-2. It's a little 380. Got the little pocket holster here. As you can see, there's no mag in it. As you can see, there's nothing in the chamber. Safe direction. Click. Gun is empty. But as I said, this is the Ruger LCP-2. I've had this gun for, I guess, right after the LCP-2 came out is when I got one of these. I got 4 mags with it. Got the little pocket holster. This is still the holster I carry it with. It'll fit in jean pockets. It looks kind of like a cell phone in your jean pockets. Covers the trigger guard completely. This thing has got a heavy little trigger pull like that, and shockingly, to the contrary of what you hear a lot of people say, this little gun's fairly accurate at your general self-defense range. I've even put several shots on a steel coyote target at 100 yards with it. So they're a lot more accurate than people give them credit for. We are going to shoot this gun. We're going to shoot all 3 of these guns here in just a little bit. But yeah, when I need something small, light, if I'm just walking around, if I got basketball shorts on or jogging pants or anything like that, this will easily slip in my pockets. If it's hot, I got shorts on, if I'm fishing, and I just want something quick to throw in my pocket, that little gun right there is hard to beat. I really like that little gun because I prefer a 9mm. But if I can throw this in my pocket, I'd rather have a 380 than nothing. This is what I carry, I'd say 75% of the time. I carry a Glock 19. And I really like this. This is a, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know what, I think this is a, bought this at Academy Sports for like $29. I've had this holster for probably a year or so. It's as basic as you can get. It's a plastic clip. It's your standard Kydex holster, and it's in carbon fiber design. It works. It's very similar to the other plethora of inside the waistband holsters that are Kydex, like your We the People holsters and such. They're all very similar. This one is cut. So if I want to get the 19 with the MOS, or if I just want to have this slide cut for a red dot, this holster will work perfectly fine with it. I like that. It's quick, it's easy, it's a good little holster. I got no problems with it. If I want something for more extended carry, something like in the winter time where I'm not sweating quite as much, I have an Alien Gear holster. I love it a lot. It's the one that's got the leather that goes against my body, and then it's got your 2 clips on the side that hold it in place. And it's fully adjustable as far as your retention and everything, which I really like. But for summertime, that right there is generally my everyday carry. But let's take a look at the gun. Glock 19 Gen 5. No magazine. Empty chamber. Safe direction. Gun is empty. I have had this gun since within 4 to 5 months of the Gen 5 releasing is when I got this gun. I actually sold my Glock 19 Gen 4 to get this one. I like it a lot better. I do prefer the barrel that they put in the Gen 5. I like the little bit lower profile sights they got on it. I love the fact that they took the finger grooves off, because I cannot stand the finger grooves on the Glock Gen 4s. You'll see in a minute how I remedied that problem. But anyway, this is the gun. As soon as I get off work, it goes inside my waistband. If I'm going out to the store, this is the gun I'm carrying. I usually carry this and 1 to 2 extra magazines, and it's just a good all-around carry. This is my, I would say, all but winter months, this is what I'm carrying outside of work. During the winter months, when I got jackets and everything, I go to an outside the waistband Kydex holster, and I'm usually carrying my Glock 17. But for this time of year, everything else, Glock 19, hard to beat, fits great in the hands, it's easy to maneuver, it's easy to shoot, and I just trust Glock all the way around. I know a lot of guns are reliable. I get a lot of hate because I like Glock so much. Are there better shooting guns? Yes. This is not the greatest shooting gun in the world. You can be extremely accurate with it. I've won competitions with it. The thing about this one when it comes to carrying is I am very accurate with it, but also just the reliability. I'm not saying other guns are not reliable. I know that they are. I know other people have had bad experience with the Glock. I have not. I'm not one of those people. I have not had a Glock fail yet. I've had ammunition fail. I've had reloads fail. I've had myself fail when I gave too loose of a grip. Limp wrist, if you want to say. But I have not had a gun fail. When I consider a gun fail, I mean a frame crack. I mean a part break. A spring be too weak, not cycle, have to replace the spring. I have never had to replace a single part that I just didn't want to upgrade on a Glock. Can't say that. Smith & Wesson, I've had frames crack. Had to get it replaced by Smith & Wesson. I've had Berettas where from the box, the spring, it had the wrong spring in it. It was too light of a spring. Had to call Beretta. Now, the customer service was amazing. They had me a new spring overnighted, put it in, and I never had an issue with that gun again. But I did have 2 Berettas where the springs out of the box would not cycle a full magazine without malfunction. Both times they sent me the spring, both times it fixed the issue. So they're great guns. Heckler & Koch, I've never had an issue with a Heckler & Koch. I've owned the USP, I've shot the VP9s, and absolutely love those guns. I've shot the Springfields. I haven't had an issue out of a Springfield. I don't personally like the Springfield because the grip, just something about it doesn't feel right in my hand. But there are good guns, just as good as the Glock. But for reliability and just all-around function, I can't leave Glock. Every time I try to leave Glock, I end up coming back to Glock because it just works. But anyway, we're going to shoot this one here in just a few minutes too. See how it does. But now, for my nightstand gun. This also converts to my wintertime carry gun, and it's also my full-time competition Glock. This is when I shoot a competition, this is the Glock that I shoot. If you notice, no magazine. Nothing in the chamber, safe direction, gun is empty. I haven't been long added this red dot. I've shot competitions with the red dot. I'm not 100% sold on red dots. I like them. I'm getting used to them. But I still kind of like my iron sights. I'm not going to lie. I really do. I still find my iron sights to be faster. It might just be because I haven't shot enough with a red dot. But I've always shot iron sights. I still like iron sights. If I don't shoot this one in a competition, I shoot my Glock Gen 5. But if you notice, this Gen 4 looks a little different. Probably the first thing you notice is this Gen 4 does not have finger grooves. I fixed that issue myself. I took a Dremel tool, I sanded it down flat, I sanded all of the stippling off. Let's see if I can get a little closer here. I re-stippled that myself, wraps all the way around, and works perfect. I also, if it's hard to see on the video, but if you look, this undercut is a lot higher. When I grip the gun, it's a lot higher purchase on the gun than what it was before. That feels so much better in my hand. So this is my go-to out of my Glocks. This is the one I go to for anything. I've got the TLR1 Streamlight on here, which I absolutely love. I've been using this for, I probably had this TLR1 on here for 2 to 3 years, and it's a good light. All around, hard to beat. The red dot I've got on here is the Go Wutar. If you've seen my other videos on it, this is the HHC V4 model. This thing has survived so much with a torture test. If you can see the top of it, the beat, the banging. If you look, it even has a few cracks on the glass because I set out to purposely break this when I did the torture test and found its breaking point. The breaking point was holding it by the barrel and using the top of this to hammer an empty casing into this oak table. That's what it took to finally crack the glass. That being said, I don't know if y'all can see it on here. The top of the glass is the only part that's cracked, so I can still clearly see the dot. It held 0 the entire time, and after withstanding this torture test, I trust this sight pretty good. So this is my nightstand gun. That's the whole setup. That's how it is. This stays on my nightstand all of spring, all of summer. The only time this comes off my nightstand is during deer season. This is the gun that I carry on my side while I'm deer hunting. It's also the gun that I start carrying when it's cold outside and I'm wearing a jacket for concealed carry. As soon as I get home, it goes right back on my nightstand. That's where it stays. But it's been a hard one to beat. I've had this gun for 9 years, I believe. Might be getting close to 10. These mosquitoes are tearing me up. I'm sorry, my back is itching. They are biting through this shirt somehow, and I don't know how. I got bug spray on, everything else, they still getting to me. But I've had this gun 9 or 10 years, and it's never failed me. I've shot 30, 40 competitions with it. I've won. I'm not even going to go ahead and tell you, I'm fat. I'm not the fastest person in the world when it comes to running. So a lot of the younger guys have got that, skinnier guys got that on me. But as far as accuracy, I don't know how many first place accuracy awards I've got in the competition, but this gun has never let me down. I really, really like this firearm, and we're getting ready to shoot it, see how it does. But, sorry, there's an ant. Anyway, we're going to shoot these 3 guns, and then we'll check back in after that, see how they shoot. So I'm going to move the camera around. Alright guys, as you see, I got that cardboard target set up. Straight at the end of my hand right there. First thing we're going to do, this is about 5 yards-ish, not very far. So we're just going to throw a mag through the 380. For a self-defense situation with this 380, it's not something you're going to be shooting a long way with. It's something you're going to be pretty much up close and personal if you have to pull this. This is a good distance. Just test this, see the accuracy. I'm going to shoot this one. Then I'm going to back up and we'll shoot the 19. This one, I'm going to go for headshots. So let's see how it does. Alright, that was all 6 rounds. Set that down. I shot pretty quick. I pulled off with 2 of the rounds, but headshots, got your 4 right there, 5, and 6. So I would say that's not bad. I mean, there's my hand, and you know the standard head size of a target. So that was with a 380. At, like I said, somewhere between 3 and 5 yards. We're going to back up. All right. Tilt this up a little bit. Okay. We're going to shoot the 19. This is about the 7 to 10 yard range. Got the fresh mag there. It's a 17 mag. I just grabbed a couple 17 mags. Let's see how this does. This one, I'm going to aim center mass. When I shoot the Glock 17, I'm going to aim down at the bottom quarter of the target. So this one, center mass. I'm just going to dump this mag fairly quick. We'll see how it does. Can y'all see? Yep, I think y'all can see. Okay, there's a full mag. Drop that. We're going to walk down there, see how this looks. I wish I had 2 cameras that set up, y'all could see the impacts. But here we go. Hey, got a little visitor. I don't know if y'all can see him. There's a little toad frog there. But anyway, back here, let's look at the target. So as you see, here's the outline. Got all of those inside what's considered the 0 when it comes to competition. There's my hand. That was shooting really fast. For the 17, if you look, I'm going to be aiming right around this little divider right here. I'm also going to be shooting it pretty fast. And we're going to back on up a little bit more. So let me slide this up. All right, we move back a few more feet, or a couple more yards, something like that. You can still see the target down there. All right, now we're gonna go to 17. Like I said, this is my nightstand gun. So let's see how this does. All right, let's go take a look at that one now. I really got to get a second camera. Just walking back and forth, trying to show y'all this is just old. I want y'all to be able to see the impacts easy. But there's the 380s. There's the 19. Here's the 17. If you notice, the majority of the shots are right here. Shooting quick. I kind of pulled off with a couple right there, but still backed up, shooting quickly. Not too bad. Like I said, I can be a lot more accurate if I slow down, but shooting fast, that's still a pretty good group if I need to shoot quickly. Never had any reliability issues out of the Glocks. I've got no problem trusting the Glock with my life. That's why they are my main gun for carry. I've got a SIG P365. It's the X Macro Tac Ops. Y'all have seen the videos where I did the comparisons. It's a great gun. Love the gun, shoot the gun. I've shot it in competitions, won competitions with it. I'm not knocking the gun at all. Like I said, I've been outshot with my own gun. I've had somebody pick up the SIG 365 mine, shoot against me with the Glock, and just completely wreck my groups and everything with it. So the gun is perfectly fine. It's accurate. It's just for me, in my personal preference, I shoot the Glocks better. I just trust the Glocks a little more. Also, if you've watched my other videos, you know I can't stand the trigger on the P365 SIG that I've got. I really want to replace the trigger. Haven't done it yet. I don't like that trigger at all. And saying I don't like that trigger compared to a factory Glock trigger, they're nothing to write home about by any means. I think most people agree the Glock trigger is just as basic as you can get when it comes to triggers. And for almost $250 more for the SIG, the fact that I don't like the trigger on it is a little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. I could justify replacing the Glock trigger because, I mean, you can get a Glock, if they're running a decent deal, you can get a Glock for $475. $475 for a gun as reliable as a Glock. I can justify changing the trigger if I want to upgrade the trigger on it. Paying $750 to $800 for a SIG and then having to change the trigger is a little disheartening. Like I said, great guns. Maybe mine is just a fluke. Maybe if I went and shot somebody else's 365 Tac Ops, it would shoot perfectly fine. No problems as far as the trigger, it'd be smooth as ever, but mine is not. I've taken it apart. I've cleaned everything there is to clean. I've shot over 1,000 rounds through it, and still, I just don't like the trigger. But that's my opinion. Everybody has one. If y'all have got one, let me know in the comments. I love to read them. I've never claimed to be an expert on anything. I do know a lot about firearms, but I don't know everything. All I can give you is my opinion on it. If you've got a different opinion, I'd love to hear why. Maybe you can change my opinion on something. We'll have a conversation in the comments. I try to reply to everybody that comments. I appreciate them. If they're a negative comment, I'll reply to those. I don't mind negative comments. Kind of have fun with them. That being said, we're all done here on the range. The mosquitoes have pretty much destroyed my attitude this evening. I'm very miserable standing here right now. I'm going to go take a cold shower, see if I can get these mosquito bites stop itching, and I'll see y'all the next time on the range. Y'all have a great evening.